Last line.
Last line.
Yes, sir.
No,
The
they are
government.
telling that they are telling something about 2014. No, that is more. That is what I said. That was more political message. That is, they
Mm-hmm.
say whatever wrong things happened before the 2014 will be proved. That could have been avoided in the budget speech. I don't know why they did that. That's okay. That was 100% political to threaten them and all that, which is not necessary. Anyhow, from our point of view, for interview purposes, please try to know 5 or 6 points that is more relevant and known to you. For example, agriculture people should know about agri mandis, then that fertilizer and all that. Somebody dealing with engineering and all, some whatever solar powered, this, that, you please prepare for them. That will be better. Now we are going to
Sir,
yeah.
sir, what is meant by financial inclusion?
Financial inclusion means providing banking and insurance services to the poorest of the poor, to the poorest of the
Sir, why
poor
were
at
the
a
private
cheaper
banks
rate.
nationalized?
At
Sir,
cheaper
why
rate.
were the
Even private banks are included in this for financial
sir,
inclusion.
sir, why these banks were nationalized? Like
The
the solar.
Yeah, see, in the 19 today they have asked that question in one place. I don't know. They have never asked that question, but today in one college, probably Nagpur or so, they have asked that question, and that candidate was kind enough to send the questions. The questions go like this. It's not what is that, Nagpur. It is Calicut. These are the questions that were asked. That is, introduce yourself, what you do in cricket. As I mentioned, my hobby as playing cricket. Is it being recorded? Yeah, correct. Then tell me about your family. Then, as you are from technical background, why banking? Even for MCA candidates, they are asking. Then number 5, digital products other than federal. I don't know. I think this boy has written wrongly. Digital products of Federal Bank. It must be. I don't know. Maybe he has. What has he written? I don't understand. Digital products of Federal Bank. Then see, they have asked this question for the first time. Directors of Federal Bank and your bank. Supposing you say that you have account in State Bank of India, you have to know the names of directors of State Bank of India also. Otherwise, you are going to say, sorry, sir, I don't know. That's all. But this one you must know, that is the key personnel. I think one day I showed it to you. Now, first one is Shyam Srinivasan. He is the managing director and CEO. Mr. A.P. Hota is the part-time chairman and independent director. Then Siddharth Sengupta is independent director. Then Manoj Padnis, then Sudarshan Sen, then Varsha Puramdare. Every name you need not remember. Remember at least 3 names of directors, including these 2 people, Shalini Warrior, Executive Director, and Harsh Dugar, Executive Director. So they are asking like this. So we must be prepared to know about that also. Then what you like most about Calicut? Possibly this boy is from what is that place? Madhya Pradesh. So that is why they have asked him this question. Then what is your strength? And next question is my favorite question. 5 union ministers with their ministry. Number 10, what is job role? This is also our routine question. 11th question, what do you mean by nationalized bank? Today only for one interview, one candidate I told, we need not tell it is nationalized, not interview. Today when we were doing that Mahendras, there was a word by name nationalized. I told hereafter we don't have to use it. Let us call it public sector banks. But today they have asked, what is a nationalized bank? Nationalized banks are banks in which more than 50%, 51% and above capital is held by the government. Initially in the year, please note down those who don't know, initially on 19th July 1969, 19th July 1969, when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister and also Finance Minister, she nationalized 14 banks which had a deposit of rupees 50 lakh. Sorry, 50 crore, 50 crore, 50. Those banks which had 50 crore were nationalized, and in that only my bank, Indian Bank, was also included in that. In fact, I had a written examination for Indian Bank Limited. The date, if I am not wrong, was on May 24, 1969. Nationalization took place on 19th July 1969. I got appointed on 24th July 1969. So the reason for nationalization was in order to open more bank branches in the rural areas, because the private sector banks were not showing interest in giving advances to agriculture and other poor people. And the question of financial inclusion, that the term is being talked now only. In order to spread banking to rural areas, the concept of banking nationalization was done. And in those years, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 78, I was in the training system from 1978 till 83. You have to believe me. Every 3 weeks, we will have 200 candidates joining Indian Bank, and we will be conducting training. Not only in Chennai, I used to go to Delhi, Hyderabad, Coimbatore, Bengaluru, like that, Mumbai, and all places. We used to do it like a Brindavan Express, like trains, every day at 7 o'clock they will start. Likewise, every 3 weeks we used to have about 200 candidates. That much was the need for opening for bank employees. It was because everything was manual, and we had to open more branches. A branch opened means minimum one officer, one clerk, one officer, one manager, and then 2, 3 clerks, like that. So many job recruitment was done. So the reason for nationalization was in order to encourage opening of branches in the rural areas to spread banking, and also to see the hitherto neglected sectors are given finance too. This happened in 1969. Then in 1980 April, government again nationalized 6 more banks which were having 200 crore deposit. At that time, that was the norm prescribed. So in that only, this Punjab and Sindh Bank, the new small bank, then they were brought in. Punjab and Sindh Bank, if I am not wrong, Corporation Bank, Vijaya Bank, they were all brought. But out of that, there was one bank known as New Bank of India. That bank was merged with the Punjab National Bank sometime later on, say after 85 and 90, I don't know which year it was. Then it was merged with Punjab National Bank. So we had totally 19 public sector banks. Prior to that, there is one more story. State Bank of India had about 6 or 7 subsidiaries. They were all merged into State Bank of India. Then we had 19 public sector banks. Then Slowly, Vijaya Bank and Corporation Bank was taken over by, no, Vijaya Bank was taken over by our Bank of Baroda. Then Corporation Bank, Andhra Bank was taken over by our Union Bank. Indian Bank took over Allahabad Bank. Likewise, the number of bank branches got reduced to 19. And one reason I was told was why some of these banks were not merged was the reason that, they had, say, different software, core banking solution, which made it difficult for them to be merged with other banks. For example, Indian Overseas Bank had its own core banking solution. The employees of the bank wrote a software and they used it. So it could not be merged. Now, of course, they have changed. Now they have changed. So anytime they can be merged if in case of need. But now there is a talk about it being privatized. Today's questions in Federal Bank interview. When the bank got nationalized, I have told you. What do you know about RBI? Nearest branch of Federal Bank from your home. That is why I used to tell all the boys, please visit the nearest branch of Federal Bank before the interview date. Go and collect some water, pamphlets. If possible, talk to the manager. Tell him, sir, I have received interview for probationary officer. Just talk to him. And in the interview, when they ask, have you visited the branch? You can tell the name of the branch. Tell some positive points about that branch. Do you know about any recent tourism development happened in India? Can anyone answer this?
Yes, sir. Ayodhya Mandir.
Ayodhya Mandir, that is not for tourism. It's okay. Then what else? Actual tourism effort is, anybody else can answer?
Sir, a heritage site was added 42nd Hoysala
Whi-
temple.
Which one? Which one?
42nd heritage site was added from India.
Acha, acha. That may be okay. Then any other thing?
Sir, apart from that, this UNESCO has recognized some of the Indian sites as the international recognized sites, sir.
That is also okay. But that was not tourism effort. The tourism effort was
Sir,
Mal-
Lakshadweep,
Sir,
Lakshadweep.
it comes from tourism
When
itself, not sir.
Maldives was going against our interest, then they said, come on, withdraw the army from our country. And some people in the Maldives ministry talked against the prime minister or our government. So they were dismissed from the government. So at that time, in order to see that people from India are not going to Maldives, Lakshadweep is being developed into a tourism spot. So that is the effort you can mention. Yeah. What is your role in, what is the role of China in Maldives? Oh, next question is that only. Are Baba, any question from us? That's what they ask. So this was the interview that happened today in Calicut, Kerala, for a boy. Possibly he is from Madhya Pradesh. Yeah, that boy, Sudhu, some name, is a very active person. Sudhanshu. This is the interview that happened yesterday. Self-introduction. Since I mentioned I was resilient, they asked me to prove it. What do you understand for this? Resilient means what? I think I explained yesterday. Trying again and again, not giving up. I think these questions we discussed yesterday, no? No.
Yes, sir. Yesterday you have told it.
Yesterday I have already covered it. Good. Very good.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, one doubt. Sir, can you explain once again the basis of nationalization in 1960? Like
No.
on basis of how much crore?
Yeah.
It all one-
First thing is 1969, 19th July.
Yes, sir. On the basis of
14 banks which
Ah.
had a deposit of 50 crore and above.
okay,
50.
sir.
Then 1980,
Yes, sir.
6 banks
I wrote it, sir.
which had a deposit of rupees 200 crore and above.
Okay, sir.
That's all. Latest banking news is about Paytm Bank. Paytm Bank has been,
Yes.
yesterday I posted a video also. Paytm Bank has been asked to stop receiving deposits from 1st of March. Before they can do
It's
like this up to
29 of February, I think.
yeah, up to February 29 they can do business. From 1st March they cannot take deposits. They have to settle the dues before 15th of March. Okay, so that was the thing. Now we have to go
Sir,
to
excuse me.
yeah.
Sir, this is Prakash speaking, sir. You told that during the time of nationalization, sir, in 1969, you spoke about 50 crores and 200 crores. Just can you clarify that what is 50 crores is for and what is for that 200 crores is for, sir?
50 crore deposits.
What about then 200 crores, sir?
So again, while nationalizing 6 more banks, they
Sir.
took only those banks which had 200 crore and above deposit.
So why was it like 50 crore and 200 crore in two
No,
different years?
that obviously the reason is very simple. On a in 1969, 50 crore was a huge amount.
Okay,
Whereas
sir.
it was not so in the year 1980.
So
And
just the difference of 11 years, but
yeah. Why, Baba? I retired in 2021. My salary was 20,000 rupees.
okay.
Chief manager, 20,000 rupees. Now,
Okay, sir.
chief managers get nearly 2 lakh salary.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Yeah, 2 lakh salary. And
So
when
what is the term of like when the money increases over time? Means early it is used to have lesser value, but
no,
when
I
we
will tell you.
calculate for
I will tell you now. CTDI. There is a magazine. There is a magazine where I have the details. If I tell you the figure today, you will feel you will get a shock. Is it like that? You will say the figure now. CTDI magazine. This is July 23 only. This is not required. I want a CTDI. This is December 2023. December magazine. See, you know what is the figure nowadays? You know, when I joined the bank, the salary was 328 rupees per month. How much? 328 per month. Today's salary is 40,000 rupees for clerks. You can understand what is the value of money. On account of inflation, money has lost its value. Today, that please note down all of you. Please take your notebook and write, as on today, scheduled commercial banks have total aggregate deposit how many crores? 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, லட்சம் 10 லட்சம் கோடி. Please write down 1 crore 96 lakhs. Sorry, I am telling wrongly. 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 லட்சம். My eyesight. 1 minute. Let me make it big. 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 லட்சம் 10 லட்சம் கோடி. 1 crore 96 lakhs 51,777 crore, not rupees, crore. That much, nearly. I think in somewhere I read now it has crossed 2 lakh crore. It is easy to tell that it has crossed 2 lakh crore. You can see from our own Federal Bank, its total business position is 4.39 lakh crore. Even Federal Bank has got 2.39 lakh crore deposit. Similarly, the advances of the bank is 1 crore 50 lakh crore. 1 crore 50 lakh crore. Baap re baap. That is the extent of money. Money has no value nowadays. Is it okay? So that is the point. Now, any questions? Any other questions you have? Otherwise, I was coming to Mahendra's. Today afternoon, we had a discussion on Mahendra's. What is the time now? 9:20 only. So 10 more minutes only. If you have some questions, you can ask so that we can answer it. And to
Sir.
one more point I want to tell you, second, third, fourth, no class at 8:30 p.m. 2, 3, 4, no class. Initially, I said I may try by 4th, but it won't be possible because I will complete the program and come home by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, take rest. Then I have got interview from 4 to 7 o'clock. So for those people, new people who have not taken interview. So, and probably our next class will be on 5th night. And 2 days I will be going for Art of Living program, wherein my phone connection has to be switched off and on. I have to go there at 7 o'clock itself, evening 7 o'clock, like that. When I return, it may be 9 o'clock. There may not be any interest to talk and communicate a lot. So that's why I'm not taking any assignment tomorrow for second, third, and fourth. But you people can start reading deeply, especially IBPS PO people. I have already suggested leaders for you, Arunima and Asta Singh or so, whatever it is. So please take initiative in arranging for reading further things. For example, Mahendra's, we have covered only up to 25 questions. So balance, you can continue. I think there are totally 60 questions. There are some repetitions, doesn't matter. Please read that so that that portion will be completed and I can ask question on 5th. 5th, when I come for the class, I will only ask questions based on that Mahendra's material and guidely material and all that. And today I have shared one more interview material also in the group. I know I am giving too many things, but still you have to read that. And above all, I will ask questions relating to budget and other current affairs happening on 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is what I would like to tell you. Otherwise, any other question, please? Anybody else?
Sir, just to have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this is Prakash speaking.
Yeah.
Sir, in the recent days, the government is planning to privatize the banks, na, sir.
Correct.
What is your views and what are its impact on this on the economy, sir?
See, actually, I cannot have a different view. I have to go along with the government only. Government is thinking of privatizing banks, but you look at the strategy they are doing. They are not privatizing banks which are already making huge profit.
Yes.
Why not they privatize State Bank of India or Punjab National Bank? No, they did not do it. They want to privatize only banks which are incurring losses like IDBI Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, then Bank of India. Now they are making some profit. Bank of Maharashtra, Central Bank of India, Punjab and Sindh Bank. You know, in Punjab and Sindh Bank, even today, government holding is more than 99%. Nobody is willing to buy the shares. So that much is the shareholding. So government is trying to sell the shares and the loss-making banks. But there may be some entrepreneurs willing to take risk and buy them also. That will happen because they will buy the bank, and if they take maximum ownership, they can do mischiefs, lot of mischiefs. And but I don't know why famous people like Ambani and Adani are not evincing interest in banks and all because, of course, Ambani has started Geo Payment Bank. Now that Paytm Payment Bank is going to be closed, we will have only 5 payment banks from, of course, March and all. So that way, the privatization is a good initiative only because government doesn't want to recapitalize every time the loss occurs. Already you can see in the case of insurance companies, only New India Assurance Company is earning profit. All the other 3 public sector insurance companies, Oriental, National, United India, useless fellows, all of them are incurring losses in spite of the fact they are collecting huge premium from us. For people like me and all, they are collecting premium of 70,000 rupees for about 9 lakhs coverage and all that. 70,000 rupees, yeah. But in spite of it, it is incurring loss. So government is not willing to recapitalize the banks and all. That is why they want to sell the weak banks. But all that may not take place that very quickly. It will take lot of time. And don't worry about it. Privatization will not affect the payment of money for the employees who are working. But newcomers may be paid less. That's what is happening in IDBI. Those people who were employing earlier, they got the same salary. But when the newcomers are being paid much lower salary, 20,000, 25,000, like that. Now, Federal Bank is very important because Federal Bank, South Indian Bank, Karnataka Bank, these 3 banks, private sector only, are paying public sector salary. And among them, Federal Bank has got a very good reputation because it has got so many awards and so many initiatives being taken. I have not heard anybody telling bad about Federal Bank as an employee or as an officer. So that way, that is the only exception. But nobody can predict what can happen. Somebody can take over our Federal Bank and then his views may be different. That's what happened in the case of Catholic Syrian Bank. Catholic Syrian Bank was running, it was incurring losses. Somebody from Canada, he bought it and then he made it very rigid. Nowadays, things are very rigid. And same thing happened in the case of Lakshmi Vilas Bank, taken over by DSB Bank. Their service conditions are very bad. So that's what is there. Of course, Federal Bank may not fall into that. Let us hope so. This is what my idea is. And yeah, any other question? Yeah.
Sir, I have something to say.
Yeah.
I'm George.
Sir, you told that this is a good initiative, na, sir.
Yeah.
Then
It
what
is
is the use of doing nationalizing these banks in 1969 and once again privatizing, sir? As you told, the main motto of the government is to reach maximum number of people in the rural areas, na, sir?
Already we are reaching. We have already reached more than 50 crore accounts have been opened. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana accounts opened. Now, because of our say computerization and all, we are able to expand it very well. Now is the time for privatizing because government wants to disown its response. That's what they did in the case of telephone. As long as it was BSNL, the service conditions were very poor. People will not come for repair immediately. Whereas now, the Airtel, if there is any repair, the fellow will come the next day itself in Chennai. I don't know about other cities. So likewise, Geo also. But the charges are rising. That cannot be helped. That cannot be helped. See, we cannot have the cake and also eat it. If we want good service, we have to pay more money. So likewise, now government doesn't want to incur more money towards expenditure and all. That is why they are they are privatizing. But this is not a point over which we have to worry now. That is the order of the day. That is the order of the day. It has to come. If not in 2025, Maybe by 2055 it is to come. Slowly it will come. The thinking of generation itself is changing. Na? Then we had Indira Gandhi as the prime minister. Now somebody else is the people who are in charge of doing things, and the thinking is also getting changed. But of course, as youngsters, you may feel, sir, our job opportunities are coming down. 100% correct. I have no answer for this. See, when I joined bank, I was not. I applied in those days, not thinking government bank and all. Only government bank was State Bank of India. But I applied for a private sector, got into a public sector. And at that time, service conditions were very poor. We had very low salary and all. Only after Pillai committee came in 1977, our salaries were revised. 1977. Prior to that, banks were paying very low salary. Even now, bank salary is much lower than insurance salary, much lower than SIDBI salary, much lower than NABARD salary, much lower than SEBI salary, very much lower than PFRDAI, which pays more than 1 lakh salary. It depends. So we can't be comparing everything. And NHB salary is also 80,000 or so. Very high. So this is what it is. Then any other question, please? Otherwise,
So I have a question, because how to properly say about the reason for the education gap in my I have education gap.
gap. You had a gap?
Yeah, from degree to post graduation of 8 months.
No, that's not a big issue. That's not a big issue. Don't highlight it. Don't worry about it. There are people having 6 years gap getting employed in EPFO. A candidate got recruited into Employees Provident Fund Organization. He went
No,
through
what I'm
interview.
saying is, if they ask about the reason for the education gap, should I say the honestly about what is the
Honest
situation?
answer you give. Honest answer you give.
The honest answer was, I was overseeing my father's shop because he had a ligament injury.
Please tell.
Because-
Please tell that. Nothing wrong.
Okay, so thank you.
Nothing wrong. You can tell my father is running or was running a shop and I had to take care of that. You can tell openly. Then they will ask question, which shop was it? And then after 1 year, how could you manage to join the college?
Yes,
Whatever
sir.
it is. Very good. Thank you so much. We'll meet again on 5th.
Sir,
Yeah.
excuse me, sir. Sir, in the last you told about the key indicators in that SCB aggregate deposit you told about. Sir, what is the full form of SCB?
Scheduled commercial banks.
Okay, sir. Sir, in Federal Bank, do we need to remember this?
No, not required. I have never told you this.
Other
I have never told. Now the question came because we were discussing about nationalization and what was I was just telling you what was the amount value, but somebody raised about inflation also. That is why I had to show this. Could you follow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
In those days, having a balance of 1,000 rupees in SB account was a very big thing. Nowadays, even 10 lakhs is not a very big. So that is what it is. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Best wishes. We'll meet again on 5th. In the meantime, do a very extensive reading, well concerned reading, newspapers, the materials given to you. Best wishes. God bless you all. Thank you.